welcome back on this bright, sunny, cool winter, fall, whatever you want to call it, day. We're mowing again, and I need to get ready kind of for next year. So my tractor's obviously not ready. The John Deere's in the shop. We don't really have anything really to use other than the Coyote at this point. So we have the bush hog hooked up again. We're gonna go down and mow the one pumpkin patch we had, and we harvested the rest of our corn, obviously. So we're gonna mow everything that we have that has weeds and stalks and everything in it to where we can basically hook up the ripper, or cultivator I should say, harrow, and then we can kind of drag everything. So we'll get right into it and we'll start mowing. Now if I had to guess, this area down here might be a little bit wet. I know it's very hard to see because of the sun. But this is where the lower section where we planted pumpkins, and quite honestly, they did not do very well at all. I don't know if it's something in the soil. I'm not sure what it was. What on earth are you trying to do? I'm almost thinking there's a squirrel somewhere. Yeah, some of these places are wet. You can see that. I definitely do not remember that huge ditch being there before. But we may not have came up that high. I really hate to abandon mowing the rest of this field. However, there's just a lot of rocks that are coming up too. But there's just, and for some reason, I don't know if it's a spring, but this darker area here is problematic, and it was problematic when we planted pumpkins in here. And you can kind of see that. The tractor's four-wheel drive, so I'm sure I could get through it, but the further up here you get, the muddier and kind of wetter it gets. So I hate to abandon, you know, the cutting of this, and I could mow, you know, all that and then just, you know, kind of spot mow the rest of it. And maybe we will. Maybe we'll take care of this yet, but I think otherwise the rest of it's just gonna have to stay because it's just getting really muddy. And if you hear that beeper, the neighbor, well, the neighbor's land is actually getting the corn cut right now. So maybe someday that'll be us in a combine harvesting corn. We can only hope. So I think at this point I'm gonna just maybe mow a couple passes there on that end, and then we'll run up to the opposite side where we had our corn and everything else, and we'll mow all that off. That should be dry. I'm losing daylight very fast. Have this to do, all over through there, everything back through there, patch over here, and basically a lot of where the pumpkins were and any corn that we had. doing a pretty good job of chopping everything up for the most part here. And this is where a lot of our corn was. And keep in mind, we had to mow half the field off because we didn't have the technology to have it grow right. So this is really chopping a lot of it up for the most part. There was a lot of foxtail in here too. This would be the perfect opportunity where we should really have a disc, you know, to really kind of work up the soil a little bit, and then you kind of chop up those corn stalks and everything a little bit more. Whereas a cultivator harrow type thing is literally just going to drag all this stuff in one giant pile. Well, that looks a lot different up here now. Completely open. You can actually see everything. Missed a couple spots here and there, but there's big humps and mounds of dirt. So we'll smooth all that out later, but basically chopped everything that we needed to. And like I said, ultimately this would be really well chopped if we had a disc, but we don't at this point. So that's eventually, I would like to get one, but right now we'll just have to make do with it. Maybe it'll rot up some, and you know, we can either use the rototiller type thing or just use the cultivators, but I know it's just going to drag a lot of this stuff, so we might just let it rot up for the time being right now, and then we'll decide maybe later what we should be doing. I know it was kind of a short video, or so it seemed anyway, but that's how it is right now during winter. We don't have a whole lot of time to be doing stuff. Once I get home from work, there's just not a lot of time. It gets dark so soon, and long story short, winter sucks. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.